Oh, hello, this one just starts. Hey everyone, a lot of you have been making noise about Taiji, and we've been kind of wrapped up in Echo for a while, but it's time to finally take a break and play a puzzle game, because it has been a while. A lot of people are selling this as being a 2D Witness, which I don't know if it's true or not, but it's what people have been using to sell it to me, and I'll probably do that to sell it in the title, because people are always like, that's not a fair comparison, but it's like, I don't know. People click on things that have another thing that they like in it, and it summons them to come to it. So Echo is not canceled, it's on hiatus because we're out of backlog, and also it's just a super long game, so I always intended to break it into chunks. So maybe after this game, probably, it'll be back, and then we'll do a few more character routes, and then do another puzzle game, and then wrap it up, and back and forth to just something reasonable so that we're not playing one game for like 6 months straight and not playing a single puzzle game in that time. Is that what you're telling me to do? To click spacebar? I do it again. Now I'm once again imprisoned. It seems like this is made for keyboard and mouse. Looking at screenshots and stuff, I was questioning going in whether it should be a keyboard and mouse or a controller game. But it looks like it's all about having this Navi that's controlled by your mouse directly. What's going on down there? This whole thing looks like a face, right? Like this is a big nose, there's the cheeks, those are the eyes, and this sort of like the brow ridge. Oh, you probably make the Tetris block, right? Bye! You thought the Tetris block would come to you, but instead the other place did. Shift? That is shift, right? Oh, you can run. Okay. I'm like, why isn't shift doing anything? I'm very inquisitive about, just curious about everything going on around here. My surroundings. What if I ignore you and do the same one again? Nope. I was curious if I could get away with something strange if I did something other than what was clearly expected of me, which is doing the one down here. Just do a little jump. Just for me. Just do a tiny jump. Please. Okay, that one's black, so I'm gonna preemptively guess that they mean to do the other ones. Haha! I didn't need to experiment, I guessed what they meant. Because the black is negative space. Little gate opened. That one's not powered. Is this one powered? Da 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 da. Why is there a second puzzle panel with no new info? Is it up here? It sure is. Huh. Incomplete info. It's not the size of the grid. Oh, look at that. Something's going on over there. Something's going on right there. Okay, should I fill in the negative spaces on both of those sides, maybe? Haha, first guess. Did not test the other example. I committed. Okay, so looking at this wall, you can see these are all white squares. And these are all white squares. That's negative. That's negative. Let's see how much it matches up with this one, because I didn't even look at this one as much. So those are all black. That one's black. Okay, so this one's a more complete piece of information than this one is, actually. Looks like I did it right. I think. I didn't see anything change. That's a lot of water. Very pretty art style. Especially since it's like instead of filling the visuals up with chaos, it's like willing to have large expanses of solid color with only little pieces to kind of fill in a little bit. But it's surprisingly stark overall. I don't know if this game is intentionally meant to be an homage to The Witness, specifically, although it kind of feels like that might be intended. But I'm definitely picking up on like an aesthetic similarity. In addition to the fact that we're doing a bunch of panels that are connected by wires, like, in fact, it might be extremely intentional. In which case, I think I'm preferring this over the Looker, which was just like kind of cute and had a few funny tricks, but overall was a little too mean-spirited and also like just wasn't that clever or that fun overall. It was just fine. The Looker felt a little overhyped for what it was. Which, yes, was a quick little free game. Was it free? I think it was free. Okay. So certain ones are locked in, it looks like. So this one has to be this one because it's the only one with the white one in the middle. This one has a white and a black in the bottom right corner. So it's got to be that one. This one. This one's got white, top left, bottom. I did these two already, I think. Yeah, so it's got to be this one. And then process of elimination takes it to being the top right one, right there. There we go. I have not really been wrong so far. This staircase is not connected, right? No, it's somewhere else. We're hinting at a larger world. And I'm immediately, of course, wondering whether there's going to be some kind of environmental puzzle type tricky-do thing that I might even already be available in some way, but I don't know what to look for yet or how to solve it. So that'll be curious. Don't spoil that shit. Because if it is intended to be a response to The Witness, then you would also expect them to be aware of the idea that you're looking for that kind of thing, and specifically try to hide it or obscure it or subvert that idea, most likely. Because I doubt a game that is inspired by The Witness, if this is, would settle for just being panels. Is this a hub? A progress thing of the overall world? It has a bunch of, yeah, these look like zone markers. So I think this might be the equivalent of the top of the mountain and all the lasers that come to it. And then this is like this like gives you access to the ending maybe. Because these are a bunch of things that look themed after specific mechanics and locations. So they must light up when you finish them. Because a beam shot across space is a straightforward way of showing information in 3D. But in 2D, it's actually really hard to follow a beam and see where it is and how it connects. Unless the level just lets you walk along it. But once it cuts across terrain, it's harder to tell how it connects or doesn't. So you have to design things differently. Look at that tile. Very different tile in each zone, giving it a different visual flair to help you tell where the hell you are. I'm gonna immediately check into this waterfall. Yep. Suspiciously shaped area for the water. Trying a few different inputs. This feels like bait. Okay, so coming down here doesn't let me do anything yet that I know of. But I can go that way. Okay. Oh, there's a doorway behind the waterfall. The actual waterfall. Just which you're distracted from by the ability to walk past it. Okay, is this gonna be... yeah. So now we're getting non-linear, so there's the question of whether I know how to do any mechanics at all. I'm gonna go ahead and not try this. There's no need to beat your head against the wall. I know that's there now, so I can... Nope, okay, the faces and the rock are on purpose, because that's much more explicit. Hello. That was a whole, like, cavalcade of different mechanics I've never even encountered yet, and it just doesn't make sense to try to brute force learn them here when they'll be tutorialized elsewhere. And then I'll just be like, oh, here's the thing teaching me the thing I already figured out the hard way for some reason. Why did I do that? Tetris blocks. There's something fun about, like, between The Witness, Uru, and some other Myst games, and, Infra. Like, just the specific situation of being trapped in this, like, industrial-ish environment and having to, like, figure out how the machines work with no help. Except for the obvious game design part. And then having to parse what to do with that. So this tree has taken this whole staircase out. Can I walk in under that crack? Back door? Okay, let's check this out. What? Nope. Tetris block. Well, this is a whole ass area. It is a whole area. More Tetris blocks. They want you to see those. Makes me kind of wonder if they want me to be spotting those in the environment, but these are so overt that they don't feel like they'd be a puzzle. Okay. Oh, this is the tutorial, isn't it? So, you solve it via the mechanic you already know. So far. Okay, so it has to match where it is in the shape. Oopsie. Okay. So it has to be in that shape, but it can be the negative space too, because they disabled my ability to change that one. Okay, what does this mean? So I made the shape match, even in the negative space. Okay, I can't just hit it blindly. But these are locked in to be unchangeable, so they have to be negative space, and it's contained within that space. Like, do you change the neighboring spaces to match? Okay, I feel like we have to make a logic leap here. So far, it's been really straightforward. You just make the surrounding shape match, right? Does this work? No. So they kind of look like they were divided into two separate halves, but they did that by making one half uninteractive and the other half interactive. Now there no longer is a clear split. It's just a 5x3 instead of two separate 3x3s that were probably a 6x3 that just happened to be a non-interactive on one side. And there's some kind of rule of making them match, I think. Maybe to fill all of it in and surrounding everything? That's it. You have to fully make both squares, yeah, because this isn't a square. It's a square of uninteractive spots, but you have to make it a square by filling in the negative space completely. So we're merging them and erasing. They're detutorializing the idea that this was two separate screens of like an example and a solution. because it was actually one board all along that they just weren't letting me fully interact with. There we go. So just make the shape. They have to be in the same spot in both shapes. What's going to happen here, though, when they connect? It's bad, right? I have to make the shapes match. There we go. They have to be separate. They have to be opposite of each other in order to make up for the fact that they're connecting. So they have to make two discrete shapes by reversing the colors. Which we're going to do here again, I think. Or not. So it won't let me do that. Can I reverse it? Okay, there's a new lesson to learn here. Because if I draw the shape as given, it will connect, which will create some fuckery. But I can't rotate it. Like, this is unacceptable. I did everything else, right? Like, I tried this version. I just need to do this. I'm modifying. There you go. You can modify the example shape. That's the final lesson. So I added these two in order to make this shape exist, but I mean I had to also add them to that side. That's like just a basic. Okay, so now we're doing 3. Oh, I can drag, and it will not alternate both colors. It looks like. Okay, so I need to add to both of you to make them all match. I'm getting it. I can't unget it. What do you want from me? That's all it takes. Yeah, you just put them in square. There's no constraints. So if you fill this one in, then the one to the right of it has to be filled in. Because it is. Which means that you have to do this and this. And now it's just a line, and that doesn't work. And also, they cannot have a shape that continues to the left, because the top left one is against the wall. You can't change either of these, or this one, or that one. There we go. Just made 3 Tetris pieces of this kind. They're like hints to think. They're giving me hints to think in terms of those a little bit when you're trying to make larger shapes. Because you have to. It's kind of a fair amount of leap to go there. Like, I really did get there by mentally thinking of some Tetris pieces and not by actually making a series of eliminations and decisions that got me all the way to that shape. I just looked at it and was like, wait, that shape would definitely work. And then it did. Hi. Howdy. Alright, let's start with the negative version. That's all it took? Okay. What blue mean? Blue, black. Blue, black. Oh, it's just, okay, yeah, they don't have to be opposites or anything. It's just introducing that there are going to be multiple shapes on the same grid. So blue equals this shape and black equals that shape, and they don't match each other because up until now, all of the shapes have been the same thing repeating. So now there's multiple actors, and now there's 3! But this one looks like yeah, this is just a tutorial. Oopsie. sliding only works if you're good at it. Yeah, we're still doing negative space again. Blue do this. What? There you go, I made blue different from black. I guess that's what it took. So they have to be four, these have to be four, they're locked in place as being the same shape, but they all have to be different shapes. So I made that black, and that one's white, and that one's blue, and then left the other one just the way it started, because that's all the options available. Easy! I gotcha. You got it. So these have to be the same as each other, but these have to be different from each other. So I do that. There you go. Cut off the white one so that this one's a T, but that one's just a dot. This has to be a T shape, and black has to look like this. Huh. So these two shapes have to match, but this and this have to be different from each other. Wait, they are. They already are different because that one's on the tip and that one's on the base, and the location within the symbol matters. They were going back to one of the first things they established because they rightly guessed that I'd kind of forgotten. With all the new information that was applied. That's one, it's one of the ways of differentiating whether or not they're currently the same shape and what not. That's a blue, that's a black. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Currently these two black pieces match, and the blue counts as its own thing because it's there in the shape. But green and... Okay, if I add this, I can cut off the green to make it a different shape without interfering with the other shapes. There you go. Got it. What did I do? It's over. That's the end of the string. Wait, hang on a minute. Is there anything back here? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Where's my golden ticket? Do I get a prize? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Alright, well, let's look around. I saw more earlier that wasn't connected to this string. Different lesson. Okay, so, maybe not. If I do it like this, I can make those two shapes match, but then like this will be the bottom of a tile, and then it can't be the bottom because it's also on top. Could be long shapes. They could even go all the way across if they wanted to, but then these won't match. If I put anything in the middle, it connects the black pieces, which creates a problem. But I can't connect these side. I can't make these unique shapes by going sideways. Doesn't work, right? Yeah. Connecting it fucks it up. Okay, so make this one negative. But then that did that. Shit. Then I have to do that. There you go. So I made two Galaga ships or whatever the hell. Claws. And these two are isolated. So they're just one square. What are we doing here? Yeah. My first instinct was just try to checkerboard it. Then these are all matching each other, and these match each other, but they match each. Oh, they all match each other, so they're the same shape. And these have to be different shapes. Then I tried making two shapes like this to start where they start, but That doesn't work either. I cannot... And I cannot make these the same color, because these are not the same color. So they can't... The yellow... You can't go down from yellow. Which is bad, because you also can't go sideways from yellow, because they connect to each other. Oh. What the heck? Let's revisit this topic from a second ago. Like, can I make... Try and see if I can make the black shapes a certain shape where they can sorry, use the alternating colors to make them have full shapes next to each other. If we are, it has to go this way, because this is locked in. There we go. But Tetris is often the solution, at least for now. Okay, I think that I can reasonably deduce that the slanty line means it can rotate. Otherwise, that looked impossible. This is like a rapid fire quick test of just whether or not you understand the concept. So this one was... I find it interesting that like some of them are slanty and some of them are straight. I guess that means that the straight one would correlate with other straight ones, but there's no other straight ones to correlate with, so it's kind of junk data for now. But it's establishing the idea of them existing. What did I do here? Did I rotate it wrong? Oh, it's in the wrong part of the... It's supposed to be at the end of the shape, so... But does that work? No, I have to do this to make it negative space, because of how Tetris shapes rotate. And it don't do that way. Whoa. So these have to match, but that could be negative space if I wanted it to. Could make this the positive one if I want. There we go. They'll have to rotate into different configurations. Hey, bud. Are you mode 5ing over there, or mode 6? What? It's fine. I don't know. I don't know terms. Old Nessie Snessy terms. There was modes or whatever. You could. It was used to make that. There's one that was used to make things rotate, like in Castlevania sprite games, where stuff like the clock tower, the clock pendulums, grandfather clock pendulums, in the clock tower. And then there was other tricks, like how they would make the world underneath you look like a flat plane that was tilted in order to, like, convey you were flying over a world in, like, JRPGs in airships. They were, like, tricks of, like, projecting the pixel art in certain ways as an illusion. An illusion. We just finished a little section, actually. That's a decent little... stopping point, I think. So this is Taiji. We're off to a solid start. I am curious about how this one will pan out. And also, I'm kind of on a roll, not gonna lie. See you guys next time. Link in the description if you want to check out the game for yourself.